Alright, so I've never been known to be normal, and I think I've already explained that in the video, so I guess let's go back onto the reasoning of why I'm not so normal. Now, I came here from a third world country, so that's already the reasoning. I'm a foreigner, okay? We can understand that. And when I came here from that third world country, I was adopted into a big family. Before me, there was already 11, so I just made 12. It took me a while to figure out those numbers because I didn't learn this language, as I've already stated before, unless you assumed I came from an English speaking country, which would be very assumative of you if you didn't get the joke. Spell ass, then just spell assume and break it down in parts. It goes in three parts. You should understand this after that. But so, I came from a foreign speaking country, third world country of Haiti. Most people have heard of you. If you haven't, then obviously you don't pay attention to what Trump says. If not, then obviously you don't give a fuck about any natural disasters because before Trump said shit about it, a motherfucking earthquake hit in 2010. If not, then I don't know any other historical facts about that country that you guys should know about that I should know more about because I'm from that country. But you should know about it because I said so. Okay, so I'm from there and I don't really have any memories from there. I was there for, I guess, 3 years. I don't know. Honestly, the only reason I know so much is because of the paperwork that I've went through and I've read it. And oh boy, I'll tell you what. The English version was so much easier to read. Like I tried to read the my tongue version, they call it French Creole, and I'm just like, who the fuck gave this adult a fucking pen and told him to doodle all over this shit? Like I couldn't read nothing. There was dash marks. There's things that kind of look like words, but I only know how to read English, so I'm just like, fuck it. Okay, I can understand that, but that's not going all the way down, so it's not slash. I did take Spanish, so that's an accent, but I don't know if that's the same as a Spanish accent. Screw it. So I went to the English version and read that through, and actually, I kind of found out some things about myself. Like, I even went through my medical papers. Turns out I'm not 5'6". Let's get this for the record because I will say 5'6" everywhere else. I'm actually technically speaking 5'7". Now, I'm not 100% sure if it's 5'7" like with flat head, 5'7" with like a couple inches, 5'7" with my afro, but it's 5'7" apparently in the medical records. Because when I was dicking around, I actually ended up finding one of those, and I was like, oh. I've been telling people all this time I'm 5'6". I have been lying. I have been lied to because honestly, I thought all this time the doctors were telling me I was 5'6", and it wasn't until I looked at the medical papers it like gave me just a typical bio, first name, middle name, last name, height, weight, gender, blah this, blah that. I was like, oh, so I figured like all these are gonna be easy. Okay, first name Ethan, duh. Middle name Florin, duh. Last name Swarthout, duh. Height 5'6", duh. Huh? That's not 6. This is typed. It can't be. It could be a typo, but I don't really have the tools to figure out my exact measurements, so I don't really care. So I came from a big family, but not only was it a big family, but it was like a big. Fuck it. Yeah, we're just gonna say weird. Weird family because y'all would define it like that, so I might as well define it like that too because the kids had mental disabilities, physical disabilities, some abnormal, I'll say it later. Fuck it. Abnormalities. Nah, darn. Fuck it. They had other physical deformations that made them look different. Abnormalities. Told you I could say it. So, at first, I think that's a perfect, I don't think it's a perfect environment, but to be that young and entering it, for me, it's just how I thought the world was. Because I was so young, still such a molding mind. To me, I just never thought of it as strange. I never thought of it as different. Honestly, that's my definition of normal, but that's because that's how I grow up. Now, that's my whole thing about normality. I know I'm off topic yet again. Oh my gosh, Ethan, well, get used to this shit. So, um, my definition of normal is varied because how I believe normal is perceived as by your definition, as in my definition, your definition, his definition, her definition. All of our definitions are different because what I do for an everyday to day thing is completely different from what you do for an everyday to day thing. So if you're to get yelled at and bitched at every single day of your life, you say that's normal. If I get yelled and bitched at every once in a while, I say that's an average thing. If I get yelled and bitched at once in a great while, I say, it's not really much of a normal thing. It happens on occasion, or I'm just like, why the fuck is this person yelling and bitching at me? Like, that's not normal for me. That might be for you. Like, car breaking down, losing your keys, that might be normal for you. Me losing my keys, normal for me. That's why when people say, oh, I'm a normal person or something about normal, I'm just like, you can't really do that. Like, normal is not a term that you can say and everyone understands. Like, oh, he's a normal person. I'm just thinking, okay, so from all the shit that I've been through my life and all the things that I find normal, I'm just like, I don't think they're my definition of normal. But we'll figure out what your normal is, and maybe I'll explain to you what my normal is. But most people don't understand my normal, so I'm just like, fuck it. We'll go off of your normal. So I grew up with a bunch of just different type of people, so hence why I have the patience that I do. Although I will admit I did not start off with it. I used to be a very temperamental little child. Like, I absolutely hated one of my sisters strictly for this fact: she said my name. Not just like she said like Ethan once or twice or throughout the day randomly. It was Ethan, 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 Ethan. What? Ethan, 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 Ethan. What? Ethan, Ethan, and that would be my freaking day. So as a child, I didn't like. Couldn't really tell you my thought process behind it, but I knew to a point that wasn't normal. Like, I knew to a point that wasn't normal, and that just made me very temperamental, edgy, and shit like that. So eventually, my dad actually had to sit me down and talk to me and explain to me, because of her disabilities, it's something that she doesn't really have control of. Like, that is just something that her brain makes her do. It's not like she can be like, stop that, don't do that, it's not right. Or like, not like it's not right, like, but it's not what people do. It's not what normal people do. It's not how normal people act. That's not normal. Like, I had to understand that I had to mold myself for the world around me, not the world to mold themselves around me. So, if other people could understand that, that'd be fucking perfect. Like, yeah, there are different people, but as long as they're not hurting you, hurting themselves, hurting the environment, does it fucking matter? Like, in all honesty, the reason why I have the patience that I do is because of the family that I was brought up in. And if I wasn't brought up in that family, I probably, like, I can't say I'd been a temperamental person, but I wouldn't have been laid back as I am. I wouldn't be as helpful as I am. If I didn't have the childhood that I had, which, if I was 100% honest, wasn't really much of an existing childhood, but if I wasn't brought up in the family that I was in, I think not even think, 100% I'd been a different person. 100% with the, I've literally thought about this so many times on my work, because I'm a type of person that I do like 30,000 things for me to actually be entertained or not be off in La La Land. So I'll be working, I'll be brooding, and I'll be thinking, if I was ever in Chicago, for as much screwed up thoughts go through my head, I'd probably be like some type of drug lord, kingpin. Did I miss that? Or, I don't know. Maybe it'd be working the streets. Like, honestly, I think, not like every day, but every once in a while when I actually have time to think but not be able to do much because of time, I'm thinking, if I was in a different family, if I was with a different family, if I had a normal family, how would it have gone? Horrible. Horrible. Like, literally, I'm serious when I say this. These crazy thoughts take over me. Sometimes I feel like if patience wasn't taught to me at such a young age, maybe one day I would have taken a knife and plunged it through someone's throat and been like, oh shit, maybe shouldn't have done that, and then ran away. Next thing you know, FBI's top 10 list. Who the fuck is this? Wait, no. Deport the kid from the country, take him back to that third world shit. Then he run that shit like, what the fuck is wrong with this kid? Off with his head, but wait, too much of a great mind to take the fucking oxygen from the throat. So please, shoot him in the leg, harvest the mind, and then take the rest and throw the shit away, because waste of a body, not a mind. So somebody pick his brain and tell me what the fuck he's been thinking about all this time. See, I don't know what it is about my brain, but that's what makes me unique, and that's what makes me different. And without this family, I wouldn't have been able to mold the brain to understand the pain, to be able to compensate. I wouldn't have been able to mold the mind to understand the heart and the body, so without them, I would be nobody. Well, without them, I'd probably be a destructive person. So, even though I don't really show too much gratitude towards them whatsoever, but I'd like to thank them for adopting me. And then, because it's not all their work, but for sure their foundation, I'm going to do a quick thank you to everybody that's been around me throughout my youth, that's been around me, that's been good influences, that's been around me, that's helped me, that's been around me, that's talked to me, that's been around me, and just, have been good people to me. Thank you for taking the time to be good influences on me. Fuck you for being bad influences. But I say that just as a joke because I'm not an influential person to be. Well, typically I'm not an influential person. Like, I could be around bad people and not do bad shit because I have that internal voice that tells me do bad shit all the time. I'm so used to telling that no. I'm like, no, 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 no. And then someone's like, hey, you want to do something? I'm like, hey, stop. I've already had this thought. I've already seen how it went. I thought it would be fun, but because I overthink so much, I thought of how much of a pain in the ass it would be through. And I thought, the fun does not outweigh all the shit that we're about to get into for doing it. So we probably shouldn't be doing it. So I just end up don't always going through with my thoughts. So yeah, I guess it's my childhood. That's my upbringing. I don't really know what else to say. Like, I'm starting to get hot up in this bitch, and I still got 2 more to go. So I hope you guys enjoy this. On to the next one, right?